Morning, Dave from David's To-Do List. Out here in the garage with a 1965 Ranchero. See behind me here. I never thought of it, but if any of you maybe just new to the channel stumbled upon one of my videos or something, might not have seen this car I bought in Texas and got it running and drove it home. There's some videos up here. I'll post this thing right up here in the corner. You can watch some of my earlier videos getting this home. It was quite a trip. But this is kind of an update video on what I've got going on. I've been working on a few different projects all at the same time. Seems like trying to get videos out. But working on the shock towers was my latest video. And I have some stuff to finish up in there. So let's take a look. So here's the shock tower I finished up. This side I got welded in and ground off and a coat of spray paint on it. You can see it came out pretty good. I like it. That's the blend I was going for. I wanted a nice smooth transition here instead of a sharp corner. I think it would be stronger. I still have the other side to do. That one's still just tacked in there. I've put a rack and pinion in here. That's temporary, like everything else. I've got all new hardware and stuff to put in here for the motor mounts that go through and hold the rack. I also have I did my steering linkage. That's disconnected right now, but I have it. There's another video on that too. Check out the 1965 Ranchero playlist. You'll see all these videos. I also did a video on my Z-bar linkage that I had to modify to use with the more modern bell housing and stuff on 302 roller. So I have almost everything that I've done documented on here. I also did a disc brake conversion, but I did not document that. I don't believe. Here's the motor I'm putting in. It's kind of my temporary motor while I build what I really want. I'm waiting for a distributor to come for that. Also, when I did my Z-bar linkage for my clutch, this more modern block doesn't have the threaded hole for the clutch pivot. So I made a bracket that mounts on the bell housing and locates that for the Z-bar. I also, one of my more recent videos was the this transmission tunnel cover. Whoops, my battery's dying there. Grab a... And I didn't have all the hardware I needed. I needed more of the threaded inserts, and I needed the socket head cap screws that I ordered for here. So I have those. I'm going to finish that up. There's some of my stuff I had to do to mount my steering underneath there. That's, of course, got a couple of bolts in it, but not all of them. Like everything else. Also, let's see what else. I've got to put the transmission back in and double check everything. Of course, I had the transmission in there when I built that cover, or when I originally laid it out, so I know it fits. I also had to do, one of my recent videos was adjusting my pinion angle, because I had my motor facing downhill a little too much, so that was part of the reason for the new transmission cover. Well, the whole reason, because I had to raise the back of the transmission up like 1.5 inches or something. Also coming up will be, I bought a Mercury Mountaineer for the rear axle. I got a 8.8 31 spline 411 gear axle that I'm going to put in the back of here. I'm going to narrow it, and I'm going to build my own triangulated 4-link suspension. So that'll be coming soon, but It's kind of wintry here, and it's tough to tough to get an axle out under the car, out in the snow. So I'm not sure when that's coming, but it won't be that much longer. Well, let's see what else. Of course, there's tons of interior stuff to do. Oh, I also made this radiator mount so I could put a bigger radiator in here. I don't want any cooling problems. So that's framed in and sort of finished, but not really. Like everything. Let's see. Once I finish welding up, well, this is all welded. I welded it from the other side, but I just tacked it from underneath here. And I started welding on the bottom, but I was having a hard time getting good welds in there. So I don't think I'm going to need anything more. I think I've got it fused quite well. I might add a few more tacks in there, I'm not sure. Then once that's done, I can finalize put my suspension back together for one more time. So I think with that, I'm gonna get back to work. Because I got 12 projects I gotta finish. I haven't finished really any of them completely yet. I am gonna throw a few more tacks underneath the bottom of this side. Might have been a little more than a tack, but it looked like it needed it, so. See, I decided to weld that other one up. I'm glad I did. So it's definitely locked in there. Both sides are welded now, front and back on both of them. I've got this one ground off. I'm ready to paint it. I wiped it down, Scotch-Brite, cleaned it with wax and grease remover. So I'm going to spray this side and then let this side cool. Then I'll sand it down, clean it again, and spray it. Morning. Finishing up this tunnel. I got my hardware in. I mentioned that before. I still have a few holes to drill up here. I'm drilling them up to 3/16. That's for the number 10 screw that's going in there. Then I'll pull this back off, open the other holes up with the, I think it's a 7mm drill for the inserts. This one here is the one I broke a screw off in. So I think I should be able to just drill it out with the same size 7mm drill. Yeah, just pop the head off. Hopefully I can just drive that right out of there. Get a punch and see. All right, let's see. Oh, there it goes. Seemed to go in there okay. This is the new batch of inserts I've got. They look just like the old ones. Same size pilot hole. There it goes. I have found with the thicker material here that you're better off not, if you screw the insert all the way down, see how far open the handles are? It's hard to get leverage on it, get a good squeeze, so I back it off a little bit where I can get a better squeeze on the handles, and then I just do it a couple of times, get it started, turn it a couple of turns, go again. Seems to work pretty good. Gets a good squeeze on it. This is where my speedometer cable goes through right here. I have to make a little clearance for. Plus this was my old tunnel that went across the top. It's kind of a support for this, which I don't need anymore. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but I think I'm going to do something like this. Start from the top here and goes down to the corner. So that would leave this little gusset in the corner to support this. Although I don't think I need it, but that'll give me some room here. Then I can come in here and clearance this for my speedometer cable and make sure I got enough room for that to go through. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I am going to try to port a band in here. I couldn't get my angle I wanted. It's just too much for that. I could have done it maybe with a Sawzall, but there's a bunch of weld and stuff down there which kills blades real quick. But that's not too bad. I can grind that a little bit, get it down there out of the way. That'll give me room to get my cutout here. I don't know if I can get it in here or not. Maybe right there. Good. Gotta keep it down on that spacer there. No chance. Just just too fat to get in there, probably. Be able to do that. There we go. That was easy. Oh boy. I want to put a radius in here. Very hard to get in there with a cutoff wheel or anything. So I'm going to try my favorite hole saw. See if I can't get something in there. Looks like about a 1-inch hole saw. Probably go 7/8 so I don't hit the welds. Let me see what I can find for a hole saw. I am going 7/8. I got a mark there. I'll drill a pilot hole through there first. Okay, here we go. Go. Then I'll just clear that off with a grinder. Hopefully that's enough room. This is my mount for my cross member. I don't really want to change that again if I can help it, but you never know, it might be. Clean that up with a flap wheel a little bit. A lot better than that mess that was on there. Well, I wasn't filming it, but I was squeezing this one in and snapped the end right off the tool. Looks like I can get it out probably, but I'm not sure. Back out on the 65, I got the inside tunnel mostly in. I need some more screws. I got a couple more inserts to put in too. I think I mentioned I broke the tool there that puts the inserts in. So I got to go to see if I can get a new one of those, the mandrel for the end. That's in. Now I'm looking at getting ready to start my rear end work here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. This is what the back of a Ranchero looks like if you've never seen one. And from what I've been told is it was based off the station wagon. So this would actually be the back seats in a station wagon or the floor of a station wagon in the back seat area. And then they just, made a bed to go over top of it. It's called the smuggler's notch, I believe is what they call it. You can see somebody's punched some holes in down here. Probably had water drainage issues, I'm sure. got a little rust, not too bad. Looks like it was originally this goldish color. But what I want to do is I want to put my ladder bars in here. So I'm going to look at seeing about doing some kind of a framework here and running my ladder bars in. Oh, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to figure it out though. I got to get the gas tank out of here. I don't want to make it unrollable yet in case I have to move it. So I'm going to do some serious looking at what I have to do to get the axle in, get some measurements, and start getting my link ends, end links and stuff ordered. Make sure I got the right size DOM tubing for it. So I guess I'm going to wrap up this video here. This is what's going on with the 65. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, subscribe, if you got any questions or something about what I'm doing or suggestions, I would appreciate it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.
My God, that's a nice green cone and a half.